scenes as I grow 3 pillars. Toys are totems, the book and philosophy about reclaiming your spark. The Evergreen Content Engine, a simple system to create content that actually sells. And the Virtual Stump, a civic project built to help our community connect without the noise. If you want a better day, a stronger message, and more ownership over your life and work, subscribe and jump in live.
Everyone has one figure that stuck, one memory that echoes, one character that somehow held more than just molded plastic. They held meaning. That's what this chapter is about. Not the shelf, not the collection, not even the brand. This is about the moment you realized a toy was more than just a toy. For me, it happened with Kiss. They weren't just a glam shock rock band of my childhood, nor were they just a part of the soundtrack of my teen years in the late 80s, nor were they just a nostalgia show in the late 90s that my friends and I traveled a couple hundred miles to go see live when the 4 original members got back together for a night of music, showmanship, and explosions. The Kiss figures on my wall, both new and reproductions of the original 1970s line, represent the total package that I strive for in my own business as a creator of advertising, marketing, and promotional campaigns. The business of Kiss has had an impact on me long before I had a clue what those things were, but I do now. I know the power of those processes and strategies. Thank you, Ace, Peter, Paul, and Gene. Before the Frightful 4, though, there was Superman. Specifically the 8-inch action figure made by the Mego Corporation that debuted the year I was born in 1973. I'd like to think he was made solely for me alone. Okay, not really. However, the connection with this toy has been one that has motivated many things in my collecting hobby, but also in my motivation to never give up on a dream. This lesson comes from observing a fellow by the name of Paul Dr. Mego Clark. For many years, I watched as Paul went from making replacement parts for the vintage toys long since lost or broken to actually becoming the man who resurrected the actual Mego Corporation and recreated my beloved Superman. He modernized him, all the while keeping an eye on detail to not lose the original aesthetic that I can never forget. The lesson there, tenacity, determination, and persistence does indeed pay off. Truly, a little engine that could, metaphor, come to life. I've had the opportunity to connect and chat with Paul over the years in the fandom space. Very good conversations, but I'm not sure that he even knows how profound his efforts can be in motivating others to stay the course on a dream. I cite those 2 brands and toy types to hopefully show you they weren't just favorites. They were reflections. They are inspirations. They are motivational fuel. And as soon as I realized that, I came to understand that they are very powerful totems, and you have yours. Maybe it's the busted up He-Man whose legs gave out 20 years ago but still sits in your garage toolbox. Maybe it's that first plushie you packed for every sleepover, even after you told your friends you didn't bring anything. Maybe it's the figure you never got, but still think about. The toys that matter don't need mint condition to hold meaning. They just need memory, emotion, connection. So take a moment. Think of yours. What's the one that still speaks to you when you pass it on a shelf or find it in a box? Or even better, when you spot it in the wild at a flea market, thrift store, or garage sale. Those are what hold your testimony that you can share with the world or just remind yourself with. And that story, it's more powerful than any collector's price guide will ever show. Evergreen energy. Many years ago, I think I may have been about 5 years old when my dad had picked up a stuffed dog for me. He was kind of generic in the way he looked and was designed. I recently came across a photo of me sitting on my dresser holding it. In that flashback moment, I remember how well Blueberry felt in my arms. I took him everywhere, even had soda and other miscellaneous stains on the white parts of his torso and face to prove it. Funny enough, I can't remember what happened to him, but in this moment of reflection, I can sure remember how he made me feel and smile, exactly like I'm doing right now. That's the power of a totem, an evergreen presence that can be recalled at any given time. Personal totems are one thing, mass market mythologies are another. Time to confront the brands that branded us.
This is the Evergreen Content Engine, and it's built for people who are tired of posting and praying. I'm Jim Bumgardner. I help independent businesses turn one idea into consistent content that builds trust, gets attention, and creates sales without burnout. On this show, I'll break down the exact system, how to turn one long message into multiple pieces, how to structure the hook, how to build a content schedule you can actually keep, and how to make your marketing feel human again. If you want content that works while you sleep, subscribe and start here. Welcome to the Virtual Stump. This is a simple civic project with one mission: make it easier for voters and candidates to connect like human beings. I'm Jim Bumgardner. Here you'll find short candidate spotlights, community questions, and election season conversations that cut through the noise. No gotcha games, no drama farming, just clarity, who they are, what they're running for, and why you should care. If you believe local matters, subscribe, share, and use this as your hub. Welcome to Toys Are Totems. If you've ever felt like life got too heavy, like the spark got buried, you're in the right place. I'm Jim Bumgardner, and this show is about using the things we loved, toys, characters, stories, as reminders of who we are and what we're capable of. Not nostalgia for nostalgia's sake, a tool for identity, meaning, and momentum. Here you'll get short episodes, real stories, and practical ways to reconnect with your creative core and spot the shadow patterns that try to steal it. If that hits you, subscribe and start with the playlist. Let's get your spark back.